Welcome everybody. So because it's so easy to live in Europe and to be able to travel all over the place, especially being located in Germany, this time we decided to go and visit France, more specifically Normandy, because it is 2024 and it is exactly 80 years since the historic landing of Allied troops in Normandy had happened. And because of that, one weekend we just decided to take off and drive up to the northern coast of the France to explore the Normandy, to look at the beaches. But of course, before doing that, we decided to make a few stops, and one of those stops was at the Belleau Memorial over here in France. Basically what it is a memorial dedicated to the Battle of Belleau. It's probably the most well-known battle in the United States Marine Corps, because from this battle the Marines earned their nickname, the Devil Dogs, allegedly. I'm not going to try to pronounce it in German. Well, you know what, actually I will try it. Teufelhunden, something like that. Please don't execute me for not pronouncing it correctly, but allegedly during this battle Marines were so fierce and they fought so well that Germans were kind of scared of them, of seeing them during the attack, and they called them Devil Dogs. There's not a lot of people here. We just stopped by here. I think there was maybe like 2 or 3 other visitors walking around, but we decided to give it a little walk around and see what's going on here, what it looks like. And obviously me having a certain relationship to United States military, we decided to stop by and pay tribute to those who gave up their lives during World War I, because it was one of the most significant engagements of the United States in the First World War. And overall contribution to the outcome of the World War probably not as significant, but because this battle is very significant to Marines, and because this battle is truly one of the most significant engagements of the United States during World War I, we decided to stop by here and walk through and look at the cemetery. And this is our beautiful little farmhouse where we stayed. We decided to rent an Airbnb over here in Normandy, and this Airbnb happened to be within walking distance of Omaha Beach and of all the attractions of the Normandy memorials, because there's a lot of them. So yeah, this is pretty much a farmhouse that's been converted into very nice Airbnb. So we stopped by here for a few days with our dogs and really enjoyed French countryside on the coast of the English Channel. And once again, it's very nice and cozy place. It had a pretty beautiful backyard with apple trees. Because of the season, it was early March. Obviously there's no apples or no fruits of any kind, but nevertheless it is a very beautiful garden. The weather was a little bit rainy on the first day when we got there, but still it was not very cold. It was very nice and pleasant to be there. It was not a lot of people there, so it was truly a great experience just exploring this farm and country house. Obviously, RT had to stop by the supermarket and film in there to explore and see what's going on in French supermarkets in the area. And at the end of the first day, it was mostly dedicated to travel. We didn't get to really explore much of anything. We just got, it was a very long trip, about 9 hours or so. So we just stopped by the supermarket, bought some food, bought some noodles, something to have for dinner before going to sleep, and that pretty much concluded our first day of the travel to France. Obviously, RT had to look through all the groceries and show you everything we bought from the French grocery up in Normandy. And there we go. We had some noodle dinner and went to sleep. And on the second day, we already went to the memorial and the American cemetery dedicated to those who gave their lives during the World War II, during the Normandy operations, mostly on Omaha Beach. The weather once again was very sad. It was raining. Was raining the entire night and into the morning, but still we got there pretty early in the morning, but there was already quite a few tourists arriving by the buses. Quite a few students, French students from what I can tell, and from some people from other countries, and the buses were arriving there as well. So the visit started from the museum. Mm-hmm. It is very interesting that from the museum you can actually see the waves, the incoming waves of the English Channel. That's where you would be if you were part of Nazi Germany at the time. You would be. That's where you would see all the landing crafts approaching the beach. This museum had quite a few exhibits from the landings. A lot of historic photographs, the hedgehogs that were located on the beach at the time of the invasion, a lot of historical documents, historical data and information for the tourists to understand what was actually happening here prior to, during invasion, and in the aftermath. And basically, in general, the life of the French people during the occupation and into the invasion of the Allied troops and landing, let's say, of the Allied troops on the beaches of Normandy, and ensuing battle and its outcome. And this is actually pretty interesting how they made the picture look. That's what would you see as a American soldier jumping out of the landing craft onto the beach. So that's pretty much what you would see when you exit the landing craft. This is, whoever saw the Saving Private Ryan and other war movies about the D-Day, that's pretty much what you see. A lot of soldiers like sardines, and they can't just sit in a landing craft. This thing drops, and that's what they see. But there you can see the actual hills of the beaches. This is exactly where the bunkers were, with machine guns, snipers, artillery, mortars, everything would be sitting there, and they would just rain hellfire onto the American soldiers who exited the aircraft. So they literally exit, and they can see bodies of the comrades already floating around. Some of these landing crafts would arrive too early, and some of them just simply drowned when they were getting discharged. You see all the interesting exhibit. They had two walls. On one wall were some of the people who gave the ultimate sacrifice, who passed away during a battle while accomplishing heroic feats. And on the other side of the wall were people who survived the battle, some of them with some serious injuries, but who also accomplished some heroic deeds and survived the battle. I'm just saying, like, look at this beauty, how serene, how scenic, how amazing it looks right now. 80 years ago, this whole horizon was black with burning ships, landing craft arriving. You couldn't hear a thing because of the non-stop machine gun fire, mortar fire, artillery fire, people yelling, screaming, dying, bleeding. And this area right here is somewhat similar to National Mall in Washington, D.C. with that mirror pool. It's actually interesting fact with this pool. It is completely black. It's water. I'm not quite sure what causes that effect, but it's pretty much regular water. But when you look at it, you have no reflection of any kind. It just looks completely black. And this is the memorial to all the fallen heroes of the Normandy operation and Operation Overlord.
Somebody imitating them?
And once again, the place itself is just fantastic. It's just very, very beautiful. It's hard to imagine what was going on here during the Operation Overlord, but it is very, very beautiful place, beautiful beach, beautiful area leading to that beach. And of course, at the end, I had to explore some of the abandoned bunkers that were left over here on the beach.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was our trip. Hopefully, when we